Yeah. Welcome, everybody. Happy Memorial Day. Happy Monday. It is 10:13 a.m. because we are always on time here at the Blind Knowledge Podcast. We are on the East Coast of the United States of America, hanging out, getting ready for the warmer weather, and just kind of, we're trying to enjoy the day, but always keep in mind what the day is about. It is Memorial Day after all. So if you don't know what that means, definitely Google that. Give back to the veterans in your family and those that have served in the past. Today we have a huge show. Why is it huge? Because it involves jam. No, not the music jamming. Jam. We're talking jam with Amy Fagan. It's going to be wild. Amy Fagan, of course, is one of the upstart, basically one of, almost like a founder. We're going to have to ask her what the deets are there, but almost like a founder of 𝗠𝗿cie𝘂𝘁 Media. If you haven't heard of 𝗠𝗿cie𝘂𝘁 Media, go check it out. We can give you a free 30-day hookup as well. We're going to figure out what the jam deal is. She's a jammer, she's a podcaster, she's down to earth, she's really cool, and we're going to see what the deal is. So enough from me. I have already said too much. I'm bringing on the jammer. We're going to change the music forward to Amy. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much. I'm thrilled to be here. Happy Memorial Day.
Happy Memorial Day. I know. I've actually almost forgotten a few times that it's Memorial Day. I was trying to get my laundry done this morning, and they are not open.
Oh.
But that happens. But it is important for us to remember what Memorial Day is all about. All the veterans that served in the past and really, saved our ass over here in the USA.
Okay.
So now that we got that out of the way, Amy, you're a podcaster, you're a jammer, you are a dog rescuer, I believe.
I have a rescue dog.
Okay.
I love rescue dogs. I love the whole rescue thing. I'm not like it's not my jam, but I do love
it's not your jam.
No.
Okay. So we got a lot to touch on here. Of course, you're part of 𝗠𝗿cie𝘂𝘁𝘂 Media, 𝗠𝗿cie𝘂𝑚edia.com. For anyone that doesn't know, it's a video collaboration community. Really good for networking, really good for green upstart content creation. We have all kinds of content over there, and you're one of the originals, correct?
Yes.
How's it been? Has it been a total roller coaster, or has it been smooth sailing?
It's been amazing, really. I mean, I was pretty new to podcasting. I think I started my podcast last June, so it's almost been a year. And I met Bree and Trevor, who had 𝗠𝗿cie𝘂𝘂𝘁 in May at Podfest virtually. So like a month later, I started my podcast, and then they started 𝗠𝗿cie𝘂𝘂𝘁 in August.
Okay.
So, and they do a daily show, which I am working from home, so I just turn it on and they talk to me while I'm working.
Huh.
And so it's great. I mean, it's just, we keep adding people, and it's good for me personally to keep the messages fresh. Like I'm not like a read it once and it's stuck with me. Like I need the constant like reminders, and just to constantly be in the conversation of creating and learning new things.
Repetition.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I it's not that I forget. I lose my momentum really easily.
Sure. But you got a lot going on, and it seems like your podcast is doing pretty good. Do you want to just get into it and explain what the podcast is all about?
Sure. My podcast is called Grounded in Maine Podcast. It is about sustainability. It is an open conversation about how we show up for the world. And I started it because I wanted to learn how to be more sustainable, like learn new ways to be sustainable. And so I would just talk to people who are doing different things. And I figured if I wanted to know, hopefully there are other people that would want to know. And so I just record my conversations. And it's been really amazing.
I hope you asked them beforehand.
Hope I asked people beforehand if they wanted to hear.
If you could record them.
Oh, for sure.
That's
sure.
Good.
Yeah.
That's a good start. Yeah, that'll get you in some trouble. So that's cool though. So you're just taking conversations with some cool people and some knowledgeable people, and you've made it into your own little nook, your own little podcast.
For sure. I mean, I don't feel like an authority on the subject, but I am very curious. And I just love to learn people's stories, like where, how, we all come from this place of like not knowing. And then when like the light goes off in your head and you're like, I really need to do this, or, something like that. Like that point is so interesting to me, but also just learning, different ways of being sustainable is just it's so cool, because sustainability is such a big word.
Yeah.
It can mean a million different things. And so just to break it down into like bite-sized pieces so that people aren't like, there's no way I can do all that. You don't have to do all that. You can do something. And here are a crap ton of examples.
Yeah, what can we do? Like when you say sustainable, are you talking about like sustainable food that we can kind of grow and micro-produce on our own?
Absolutely. I'm talking about all of it. Like I've talked to people who are foraging, growing their own gardens. I've got someone coming on who's going to be talking about composting, but also like I'm talking to someone later today who's doing like eco-friendly fashion.
Wow.
And design,
cool.
like interior design. Yeah. And and food. I love food. So I definitely want to talk about sustainable food situations. But
yeah, I hear a lot about, well, I don't hear a lot about it, but I read a lot. And I read a lot about like micro farms and like how you can just grow like beans in your basement with the right lights, with the hydroponic lights. And by the way, if you're out there, if you're watching us on Twitch, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, or Up in the Sky, go ahead and land yourself over in the chat. Let us know if you have any questions, concerns, or if you just want to say hello. But yeah, just getting back to the micro resources, like, you got jam. Do you grow anything else? Do you have a farm? What are you doing up there in Maine?
We live on an acre. We have a garden. We have a greenhouse. They don't produce a lot because I don't have a super green thumb, but I always try.
Okay.
And we have some chickens, and we have a rescue dog and 2 cats, and we just hang out. I mean, the chickens are a big deal, and we of course use the poo for fertilizer.
Manure. Sure. Sure. Yeah.
But we're trying to grow some fruit. We've got some fruit trees, and we planted some grapes last year. And like I was telling you before, like I just planted a bunch of raspberry bushes this morning, just like tiny roots. So I'm hoping for a fall harvest.
Very cool.
That would be so cool.
Must be very peaceful to kind of get out there and just kind of be one with the land, I would think.
It's pretty awesome. I mean, and we're like 5 miles out of downtown, so it's kind of farmy out here.
Okay.
It is very quiet. I mean, aside from the roosters.
The
roosters are crowing all day long. We have a rooster. Our neighbors have probably 4 or 5.
Huh.
So we've got roosters crowing a lot.
Well,
you might hear Rudy.
Okay. I hope we get 1 or 2. I'd like to record that as a sound effect for sure. Nevertheless,
he's tiny and he sounds like a little old lady. It's pretty funny.
Have you named the rooster? Does he have a name?
Yeah, his name is Rudy.
Rudy the rooster, the cock of the walk. Good man, or good rooster, I should say. That is wild. I grew up in the suburbs from Boston, so I have no idea what one really looks like in person. But is it true that they're as loud as they say they are, like in the morning?
For sure.
Oh God.
Yeah. It started at 3:45 this morning.
Oh God. Oh.
But I think that's because I took the dog out and I turned the light on, and so he was like, "Oh, it's morning."
Sure.
And then.
All right.
But it's fine. I don't mind. I love him.
That's cool.
He's pretty cool. He's like 2.5 pounds.
Oh, he's a little guy.
He's very full of himself.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cock of the walk, Rudy the rooster. All right, Amy. I got 3 things in front of me. You were nice enough to mail these out to me just before we did this today. For those of you who don't know, these are jam jars or mason jars, right? Cool.
Sure.
And these are Amy's Garden Jam. We have apple preservatives. We have sundae in a jar, which sounds delicious. It sounds like something I want to put on some ice cream.
I had it for breakfast this morning.
Yikes, that's awesome. And then, of course, blueberry, the official one that I think everyone loves. Now, I'm an idiot. I've never had jam before. I'm not an idiot, maybe a sheltered idiot. Let's put it that way. So I need to know, and
Oh, are you a jelly guy?
Am I? Kinda. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you wouldn't find jam in the deli though, would you?
Sure.
Really? See, I don't know. I got to get my 101
I think
on.
so. I haven't bought jam in a million years, so
All I know is that it looks like marmalade, and I've never had marmalade. But I am really interested, if you can just walk me through this, as someone that is jam curious. They look delicious. I've been holding off even trying some. The first thing I want to know, Amy, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Now, I just opened this like so, correct?
Yeah. Oh, I hope you have an opener or really strong thumbs.
Oh, God. Oh, these are tight.
Yeah.
Hold on. We got a fork.
Oh. Can use the back end.
Oh, and we're in.
Good job.
So, actually, that's one of the questions I wanted to ask Amy. Do I use a knife, a spoon, fork? Is there like a spreader for jam that I'm supposed to use?
You can use whatever you want.
Okay.
I use a knife. I know Bree uses a spoon because she just eats the jam straight.
Okay. Wow.
But that apple one that you just opened up is pretty delicious. It has nutmeg, so it kind of tastes like apple pie.
Wow. That smells delicious.
Yeah.
Wow.
Those are Maine apples, and it's very possible that the lemon came from my house, but I can't be sure.
I can see why someone would have this by the spoonful. This looks delicious. This looks way better than any jam I've actually seen in the supermarket. All right. So I take the jam like so, and we put the jam on the toast, correct? Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to toast the jam, or jam the toast, I guess. Can you put jam on English muffins?
I do it every morning.
Can you put jam on fruit?
Sure.
Can I put jam on ice cream?
Sure, yeah.
All right, so it's a multifaceted substance.
Or in yogurt.
Yogurt, okay. Okay, all right.
Or a PB&J, for sure.
That's good jam.
Yeah.
That's delicious.
That's one of my favorites, and it's a slow sell because I think people are not that accustomed to apple, but I love it. I lived in Utah for a year, and I realized that you couldn't get, like, they just don't sell apple jelly. I did grow up eating apple jelly, but they didn't sell it, and I was homesick, and my mom mailed me a jar of apple jelly.
Oh, that's cool.
I know.
It's not too appley. It's like, it has hints of flavor. This is wicked good. Y'all, if you like jam, if you're jam curious, check out amysgardenjam.com. We're chilling with Amy Fagan. She is the jam master of jam. She owns the company and she makes the jam. Amy's Garden Jam, to be specific. We're going to say jam so many times we're never going to be allowed to say it again, basically, Amy.
You're going to hear it in your sleep.
Yeah, people are going to be like, this jam MFer. I'm gonna have to hide and hire like a recruiter on my own, or someone to take over my squad, because I'll just be hated. But anyway, this looks delicious. Now, I'm pretty sure that blueberries got to be like a constant favorite, right?
Blueberry is a favorite of a lot of people. I mean, it's their Maine blueberries, Maine wild blueberries to be specific. I'm not a big blueberry jam fan. I just don't like cooked blueberries, but it is so pretty in the jar with the labels. I just think it's really pretty.
How much do these go for?
They are $6.75 per jar.
$6.75. Okay, and they're
plus shipping if you're not in Maine.
pretty okay. Gotcha. They're pretty heavy. I mean, these must last a good amount of time.
It depends on how often you eat jam on stuff.
Yeah, if you're having it by the spoonful, yeah. I guess it's gonna not last, but that's cool. What else can we put jam on? I'm just curious. Besides like bread. Can you put it on a burger?
I don't know why not. Sure. I have had. There's a lady that lives close to me who has a cafe, and she made like a Monte Cristo. Ooh. Cristo sandwich.
Oh, shit.
Cristo with like mustard and some meat. I don't know. I don't do deli meat, but
okay.
But she put the blueberry jam on it.
That's cool. I'm just curious. Jam's not like a big thing you hear about or talk about. It's just kind of there. It's like peanut butter and jelly, I always thought. But
Right. Yeah.
these smell delicious. Like I would buy these even at, as someone that doesn't really eat jam. This would make me actually eat some jam. This is really good.
Oh, that's the sundae.
Yeah, sundae in a jar.
Strawberries, raspberries, and chocolate liqueur. It literally tastes like an ice cream sundae.
It looks like a candle. I'm gonna take the brie mode and just get in here. It has the substance of cranberry sauce, which is pretty wild.
Yes. I mean, well, that's the jam part. Like it's the whole fruit, not just the juice.
That is really good. That is spectacular.
I know. It's so good with an English muffin with some butter. Like, oh my gosh, it's so good.
Good to know. Good to know. That's what I'm going to be eating definitely before lunch. That's for sure. So, y'all, if you like jam, check out Amy's Garden Jam. They're not that expensive, and you'll never find anything like them because they're originals. They're Amy's. They're Amy's Garden Jam, and they're actually really delicious. I'm actually really surprised because I've never had jam, and I thought I was going to have to fake it. But lo and behold, this is delicious. Definitely go to amysgardenjam.com and grab yourself some jam. Now, are you guys in any retail stores right now, even locally?
I'm not. I'm in a few farm stores. Like where I make the jam, I use a commercial kitchen at a place called Replanova Farm Store. And it is a green building, so it's all like their solar panels and stuff. So he does not actually, I don't think he actually uses electricity.
Huh.
He just, I mean, he makes it back enough that it practically breaks
What
even.
Is he churn?
Sure. Well, the solar I mean, it's in a big open space, and so the solar panels just absorb all the sun.
That's cool.
And he has greenhouses there and grows a lot of produce, but he also sells stuff locally. Like in the beginning, he was saying everyone was in a 10-mile radius, and it's branched out from there, but
nice.
Or since then. But
farmers markets are huge.
Yeah, I don't. Farmers market is not really my. It's not. I don't want to say it's not my jam. I love farmers markets. It is just so, they're always so busy. I don't know if all farmers markets are like that, but our farmers markets in my town are like sort of like a destination, and people come from all over, and they're huge, and the parking is crowded, and they're really, really, really busy, and they're really competitive.
Yeah.
Like you have to apply, and you have to pay you have to pay rent, and there are a lot of jam sales at my farmers markets, which is great.
Huh.
I'm just not. I also am too busy to really sit for many hours.
I'm like that too. I can't sit still. I'm either
I just don't have time. Like Saturday is usually the farmers market day, and
that's how it is in Massachusetts too. There's usually like one day it's a Saturday. Everyone kind of like goes into like that town square area in one of the suburban towns, and you know they probably need permits, I'm assuming, but everyone has like a bench, and yeah.
I mean, I have a mobile vendor license, so I can sell wherever I want to.
We should mobile vendor that license onto blindknowledge.com, because I would love to sell these. We have a marketplace that's going to be coming up in June. We're getting everything together for our revenue streams. We're going to be able to sell tangible assets. I would absolutely love to team with you on here. I'm sure we can find, well, we got to make sure it's legal, of course, and we can always check with the legal squad. We can always ask Gordon. Maybe Gordon knows over at Pneumo Spec, the genius he is. But yeah,
the podcast lawyer,
that dude knows more about things that I just need to know the things that he knows. My brain just exploded right there. Like he has so much information on like so many different things, and I actually got the chance to just kind of have a free consultation with the guy, and he was just so generous, and I'm really grateful just to just to take that knowledge and just to learn that, like, wow, there are a lot of forms that I have to actually get
Yeah,
together.
it's true. I mean, it's so cool with 𝗙𝗿𝐴 in specifically, like there are so many different areas of specialty, but just with the bunch of people that we have in 𝗙𝗿𝐴 in the creator lab, like you can ask anyone anything. Oh, hello.
Hello.
And somebody knows something about it, which is very cool. I mean, it's cool that Gordon is part of our group for sure.
Yeah, so piggybacking off of that, you are basically one of the anchors of 𝗙𝗿𝐴. How do you keep up with it all? It seems to be ever changing and just like rapidly growing.
𝗙𝗿𝐴?
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
I could be wrong.
I'm very fortunate in that I work from home and I just can have my computer on and listen to stuff. And I mean, when we're doing meetings during the week, I'm looking up because I'm working at the same time. I'm just able to multitask somehow.
Okay.
But it's great. I mean, all the growth is pretty incredible. There's so many. I mean, I love the fact that we're doing actual like trainings and learning things,
Yeah.
and it's very cool that we get to put that into use.
You know what I dig about 𝗙𝗿𝐴, and it's the one thing that hooked me at the beginning. It's the motivation to collaborate and create with creators that are not only talented, but they're motivated and they want to work with other people. They want to create. They want to come up with things that no one else has done. At least that's the vibe I get. Especially hanging with Trevor. That dude comes up with some wacky things, which is pretty cool. I wish we could do them all. But it's good to have that kind of visionary conversation, that creative conversation going, and it's good to have a spot to do that. And y'all, if you're interested in getting into a place like that, definitely check out 𝗙𝗿𝐴 Media and the 𝗙𝗿𝐴 Creator Lab. You can see Amy over there. I'm in there, and yeah, where do you see it going? Like, do you see anything on the horizon over there?
𝗙𝗿𝐴 it's growing all the time, and we just need to catch on. I mean, we just need everyone to join, and we'll collaborate like crazy. And it will just if people try it, they'll be hooked. Like if they check it out, they'll be hooked. I'm sure of it.
Cool.
It's very easy to be there.
It's wicked chill.
Yeah,
it's wicked chill. It's a good environment, especially like virtually, I guess, to have like that creative outlook. And yeah, it's exciting stuff. It's a good vibe
for sure.
And you got your podcast jamming over there. Tell us about that wonderful podcast. Which I'm all about it. I follow it myself on Apple.
Yay, thank you. Yeah, I feel like it's growing. I hope it's growing. I mean, I was when I was on Scoop's podcast not too long ago, I remember saying, he asked me what I wanted to do this year, like what my goals were, and one of my goals was to monetize, which I'm still working on.
Yeah.
I don't think it's been 6 months yet, but
that's my specialty, monetizing podcasts. We should talk.
Woo-hoo. Yeah. And my other was just to not have to seek everyone out, because at that point I was just hustling and hustling and hustling to find people to have conversations with. And I've had several people in the last couple of months contact me and say, I'd love to be on your podcast. I have a message to share. And I'm like, heck
that's
yeah.
awesome.
So that was, yeah, it was amazing.
Easy breezy. The more we hustle, the more we burn out, right?
Kinda. I think partly. My hustling is on social media. So it's not like hard work, but it's really busy. But I think it's paying off because that's happening.
Yeah. If you're making making moves. I mean, just putting the effort in, of course. And then it's like you gotta strategize. Like, what time do you post? Which ones do you put a little money, maybe $5, $10, $25 into? See where that can go. What the demographics would be on that. See, this is what I've been playing with over the last few months. Is like tinkering, trying to figure out like social media ads. Why? Hold on, we're getting rid of Pneumo Spec for a sec. What hashtags to put, like, even
sure.
like the length of a title makes a difference with these algorithms. It's bonkers.
Yeah, and it is always changing. It's hard to know. I just was listening to something yesterday, and they were talking about the fact that what was it? It was a new company show by One Stone Creative. She was talking about, so she just rebranded her podcast, and she was saying that, or she had someone on that was talking about algorithms and how the Facebook algorithms are different than the Instagram algorithms,
Yeah.
and that LinkedIn doesn't like allow algorithms. Like they don't play the same game as everyone
Right.
else, which is really interesting. And it's got to be hard to to go with all of that. And I just do it when I do it.
Yeah.
I don't have a strategy yet.
I have paperwork I'll toss to you. I'll share with you, like like YouTube Shorts has a strategy, TikTok has a strategy. Like, there's ways to like work the algorithm, and if you think of the algorithm as the audience, it's crazy. Every platform is different, and like you can get lost in this stuff. It's bonkers, and this is why there are social media managers that are making a good deal of money just to do social
Right.
media.
Right. I mean, it's like a tax accountant type of person. Every year the tax rules are different, so you need someone who's up on
Yeah,
that.
for sure.
Um, but the social media is constantly changing,
Mhm.
so that's definitely worth money.
Yeah, and like depending on your audience, you got to pick like, where are they? Are they older crowd on Facebook? Are they Gen Z that are only on YouTube? It's wild. And then you don't want to like overdo it because it's like dough. You end up stretching yourself, and then you're like all over the place, but you're not making any waves. And I only know this because this is what I've been going through the last year and a half, is like making these mistakes and like trying and
Hmm.
tinkering and be like, I'll try this. Oh, that sucked. That was a bad idea. We'll just do
Right.
something else quickly so no one noticed.
Right. Do another post and make it take that
Yeah, we'll
space. Yeah,
just
for
we'll
sure.
just do this quickly. It was worth a shot, and then if it works, it fucking works, and then
Yeah.
and it's a win. And I don't know. It's a lot of this is touch and go. But do you follow your analytics on your podcast? Do you know if you have a huge viewership up in Maine, or where your viewership is?
I They are pretty spread out. I mean, I just found out last week that there's somebody in my town that's been following me that I did not know of,
Ooh,
and I have not met.
you should reach out to that person.
I found out by last week. I donated some old plant
Jam?
pots, and she came to pick them
Oh,
up.
plant pots.
And she came to pick them up, and she was like, "I was listening to your podcast. Is that really you? I was on my way to pick those up."
Oh,
She's like, "Is that you?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's
doesn't
me."
it make you feel good when someone's like,
I was stunned.
yeah?
I was stunned. I was like, "How?"
That's a good sign. That's your organic following right there. Just beginning, just starting right
Yeah.
there in the womb. That's really
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, those are the people you want to reach out to, especially on social. You hook up with them. You ask them what their opinions are, and do a giveaway with those folks. That's what's up.
Yeah.
What's the podcast about anyway?
Sustainability.
Okay, back to sustainability. Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and like this tomorrow's episode is a girl that lives in town who's a friend of ours, and we did the interview on Earth Day. Are you gonna eat some
Don't
jam?
mind me. Don't.
I know the sound of the top popping. Um,
Please continue.
but
This is phenomenal.
I know. That one's really good.
This is healthy
I
too,
have a
right?
ish.
Ish.
I mean, it's at least a full serving of fruit if you eat enough.
I'd take a
I can
bath
say
in
that.
this. This is so
It
good.
doesn't have chemicals or preservatives in it.
Cool.
I made a friend who has a card shop in Nevada, and if you had gone, I was going to tell you should go, but I know it would have been a really quick trip.
Yeah, I
But
didn't
she has a
make it
card
to
shop
Vegas.
and she ordered a case of that, the Sunday in a jar, because it's her favorite to sell in her card shop. So
Oh, cool.
for a while, I mean, I think she's probably sold out now, but she did sell it in her store.
I can think of a few different places where this would be like a cool grab, like candle shops, you know, like mom and pop shops, like even places where I don't know if they still sell books in stores, but like something like that. Have you tried to branch out, or are you just kind of going with the flow, or is it too overwhelming?
It's a lot. I mean, it's a lot of work. I don't have a ton of time to do it, and I pick a lot of the fruit, so it's really time consuming.
So you're doing like everything.
Well, it saves me money to pick them. I pay half price.
That's a good point.
But I also get to make sure that I'm getting the best fruit, so that's a big plus for everyone. So the strawberries I pick myself always. The raspberries I get pooped out because it's the middle of summer and I don't do summer well. But so I've thought about branching out. If I can finagle some extra fruit, I'm down to expand. But I don't want to use just any fruit. Like I need it to be Maine fruit because it's not the same thing.
Okay.
If it's not, and so my fruit stores can only provide so much. The fruits that I have stored and the fruit that I pick only goes so far.
And it's organic fruit off the farm, delicious. Yeah. Only the best, top quality, and you're literally hand picking it.
Yeah. So there's only so much I can do because I'm also working full time, and I have a podcast. So I have one day for jam, one day for errands. I do podcasts in the evenings, and you
are the side hustler, and you have a regular 9 to 5, right? We won't have to get into that, but unless you want to, unless you're just head over heels with that.
It's cool. I work in medical records.
That's what we're all doing right now. We're all doing that. We all have the regular gig, and then we have the side gig, and then we have the side hustle that we hope will become a side gig.
Right.
And then some of us, like me, are still in school, so we have that gig.
For just a little bit longer.
Yes, I graduate hopefully in July. If I can keep my ass going to class every week and make sure I get my homework done. I got 2 classes left, and I will graduate with a Bachelor's of Science in Business Management from Dean College.
That's amazing.
I am pumped. It's been a journey since 2004. I've been to 5 or 6 colleges, 3 majors, dropped out twice. I have a 4.0 GPA. Doing the damn thing.
That's right. Don't give up yet.
No,
you're so close. The finish line is in sight.
This is why I have no life. I'm in school. I got my business. I have, that's pretty much it right now. And I'm just trying to make everything better.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and soon you're going to have more time because you won't have to devote it to school.
Yeah, I'm going to come up to Maine and we're going to hang. I would love to do that. Maybe someday when I visit my my family up in Mass, maybe I'll take a trip. We could do.
Come in June. We'll pick strawberries.
That'd be cool as hell. And then we could do content that way too. I'll have to get overalls. And like boots, like lobster boots.
Because everyone wears overalls and lobster boots to pick strawberries.
That's what you do, right? No?
Totally.
No. So I'm going to end up in lobster boots and overalls.
No, it's summer. I wear as little as possible.
Yeah, that's true. Are there thorns? Like, you have to avoid the thorns and all that?
Not with strawberries. Raspberries, yes.
Strawberries bug me out because I've seen like these little tiny bugs that like kind of appear, and I didn't know if those are Walmart bugs or if that's just like part of the strawberry. But yeah, ever since I saw that once, I've been anti-strawberry unless it's in this fucking jam, which is delicious. I'm not even joking. This is good stuff. Yo, everybody, go to amysgardenjam.com. Grab yourself some. We have apple preserves. We got blueberry. This should be on a shelf somewhere. Sunday in a jar. What else we got for flavors, Amy?
Oh, we have strawberry, straight up strawberry. We've got raspberry, strawberry rhubarb. I have a strawberry lemon marmalade. I have a rhubarb orange marmalade. I have, I know I'm branching out. I just had approved a cranberry jalapeno jelly.
That is wacky. I actually, you know what? I'd be down to taste that someday. I'm not a spicy person, but I can't fathom this being spicy. That'd be so weird.
I don't think it's super spicy. It's like it's a combination of sweet and spicy. So it's great for like crackers and cheese, or if you do like charcuterie, stuff like that. My sister loves the rhubarb orange marmalade as a foodie because she does that for her charcuterie. With the cheese and whatever.
Oh, that's cool. So it's like a family affair up there, you guys, and your sustainability and the natural food that you guys are producing.
Oh, my sister's in Cincinnati, and she just loves food.
Shout out to your sister, by the way. I hope you're.
Shout out Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
Yep.
That's
yeah,
cool.
she's she would do it if she could, but
there.
She's we're working people.
That's what we do. That's what we all do, especially people from the Northeast. We work our asses off. That's what we do. And I don't know about you, but if I'm not like doing stuff, then I'm not doing anything, and then I feel like just a waste. I have the toughest time just like
100%.
decompressing. Like, I'm always on to the next thing. And then just total crash. Exhaustion. Well, not exhaustion, but like just like having to stop, full stop, I should say.
Do you sleep well?
No.
Same.
No, I haven't. I don't sleep well, especially recently. I think I did 18 hours of work yesterday. I got a few hours sleep, and then like I was just right back up. Because like my mind, like I have a whiteboard over here, and it has like, I gotta do the website, I gotta do the revenue streams, I gotta still recruit, I gotta talk to the other dev, I gotta do some paperwork, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. It's like all these things that kind of just pop up that like that I have to do. So it's just like this consistent.
And you're laying in bed and you're like,
yeah, exactly.
Ooh, I could do that. And then if you don't write it down, if you don't get up and write it down, it'll be gone by morning.
Right. That's the biggest thing is writing it down, whether it's on notes or I like the whiteboard because it's a visual cue. Yeah, those things once they come up, you have to write them down because, well, I'll forget. That's usually what happens. So, how long have you had the business?
Amy's Garden Jam started production in May. I think it was May 3rd, 2020.
And what got you in?
So right during the pandemic.
The pandemic. Okay. Was that what got you into it?
No. So the whole thing started like it was never a plan. I started canning and gardening to like pull my own weight in my relationship with my husband. So he makes fine money. He does really well. I have done just like office jobs and not making a ton of money. So I was like, if I can grow a garden, if I can preserve that food, it will be like saving money, which is almost like making money, right?
Sort of, yeah.
I started doing that, and then I would always like preserve tomatoes and pickles and make jam. And then my sister got married in 2014, and I made little jars of jam for all of their wedding guests as a favor. And that was a big hit. Like I must have done 9 or 10 different flavors, and just, people would pick what they wanted. And my sisters were like, you got to do that. Like, this needs to be a thing.
That's cool. So,
but then I was in a car accident in 2019, and I was out of work for like 4 months. And so while I couldn't walk, while I couldn't work, like I had time to get stuff together. Like, you know how when you're working full time, you don't have time to look for another job or do all the paperwork and stuff. So I was like, I literally have nothing else to do. So I could wait on hold for an hour and a half for the state person to tell me whatever that needed to be done.
So the timing was right.
So the timing was perfect. And then by the time I was able to walk again, I had a kitchen set up and I was ready to go.
Thank God walk. What the hell happened? You were in an accident, or was it like a...
I was in a car accident.
Oh shit.
Well, that's okay.
All right, well.
I'm fine.
All right, well, we won't look back, we'll look forward.
Yeah. I mean, it sucked right then.
I could imagine.
But it was the best possible thing that could have happened. Like, I'm a creature of habit. I just go in a stream, whether it's, you know, fulfilling or not. Like, it's comfortable and I'm doing that, but I often need something to interrupt that, to make me change my, just like pivot or whatever. And so that definitely did that.
Speaking of which, Whitewater Rapids, they have that up in Maine, right?
Sure.
That's kind of like what I thought of when you were saying like you needed to pivot, something needs to switch the stream. Whitewater Rapids a great time.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I went. I'm not sure if it was in New Hampshire or if it was in Maine. Once you get far enough north, it's all kind of the same. But Maine, you know, for those of you who don't know, here's a history lesson. Maine used to be Massachusetts.
Maine used to be Massachusetts.
And I wouldn't mess with people from Maine. Maine's got its own thing going on. It's beautiful up there, though, especially in the spring, the summer, the fall. It's really the place to go to, and it's quiet. You know, not so much hustle and bustle. Amy, if you were going to tell someone about your podcast in 5 words or less, what would you use for those 5 words to describe your podcast to someone who's never heard of it before?
Ooh, 5 words.
5 words.
Holy.
5 hashtags.
Oh, hashtags. Okay,
yeah, it's easier to think of it that way.
Sustainability.
1.
DIY. Grow your own.
Grow your own. Okay.
Make your own.
Well, I got to commend you. I mean, you do a lot, and your podcast is pretty badass. I've actually checked it out. I checked out episode 46. Maybe it was 45. It was one of the two. Happy to help you promote that on our end, too. Yeah, you have so many positive things going on. I'm so glad you took the time to come onto the show because you are like on an upswing and your vibe is so chill. It's like you are like just vibing on the upswing. I don't know how else to say it. The jam is delicious. Again, I don't want to shill the hell out of anything, but Amy's Garden Jam, you got to check this stuff out. It is absolutely delicious. This is a spoon because it's so good. I have toast and jam. I got English muffin on jam. I am jamming. I am jam curious, and I am pumped. And hopefully we can figure out a way to sell some jam to people. And if you want some of that jam, again, amysgardenjam.com. Amy's also on Pneumo Spec. She is one of the head honchos over at Pneumo Spec. She does a podcast. The podcast is called Grounded in Maine. We'll make sure we get more information on that in the bio notes. But she's also a dog lover.
That is true.
Tell us about the relationship you have with some of these dogs, Amy.
Woo. I'm a pet lover. I love dogs and cats. I'm actually a cat person who falls head over heels in love with my dogs. Our rescue dog, Whitney, is a lot. She's a lot. We got her in 2018, and she's super, super anxious and reactive, and she bites hands. But she's very, very loving, and she just doesn't like change. So she's good when it's just us at home, and people coming over just need to not put their hand down for her. And she's fine. If you sit down on the floor, she will clean your nostrils, but do not touch her with your hand.
That is a funky quirk.
Yeah. But, you know, she's great with us, and she's wonderful. And she was a rescue. We got her at about 1.5 years old. She had already had a litter of pups.
Wow.
We have no idea what her history was.
Why?
But,
Why'd you grab that dog?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we had my previous dog, she died in 2018 and broke me. I was inconsolable, and I was unhealthy. And so at, you know, about 6 months later, I talked to my husband. I was like, I think we need a dog, because I had said no more dogs. I'm never going to hurt like that again. That is not going to happen. And I was like, I cannot walk without a leash in my hand. And I would look like a crazy person walking with a leash in my hand without a dog.
Yes.
So we went on the hunt. And I loved Whitney before I met her. I saw a picture and I was like, that's my dog. And I don't know why. And I didn't know her quirky things.
That's cool.
But I mean, now that I know her, she is the dog version of me.
Nice.
Like we are the same, just a little bit different. But I love, so my dog that passed away, Bella, she would have been 20 just a couple weeks ago. But you know, as an older dog, I had so many people say, you know, you must be so glad. You know, I'm really sorry you lost your dog. You must be so glad to not have that responsibility, though. And I really struggled with that. I was mad at a lot of people because I would have given my arm to have that responsibility back. Like, you know, there's something about taking care of a pet that just brings you so much closer. And I've seen it time after time after time. But anyway, not to bring this down totally, but you know, they have been there for me. When I was home for 4 months after the car accident, I would have lost my crap if I didn't have, you know, Whitney and the cats. Because I couldn't hang out with my chickens. I couldn't get out of the house.
You have chickens?
We have chickens. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, we were talking about Rudy earlier. But
cock of the walk.
Yeah. But so I couldn't hang out with them, but I had Whitney on my lap. Whitney is 40 something pounds on my lap.
Jesus.
And we had a cat who would like lay on my shoulder, and Whitney was on my lap, and then the other cat would lay on my legs. But you know, I had company. It was good. So you know, they take care of us just as much as we do them. So we just have to appreciate them for their weird, quirky things. Because
that's cool.
It's reciprocal.
And you're not slicing them. You're just having the eggs, which is cool. They must be happy about that.
I mean, that was our intention when we first got them. And
say the chickens.
People always say when you get chickens, like, don't name them because you won't be able to do that. But it's also weird to spend so much time with them and get to know their personalities and have them not have names.
They have personalities?
Oh, yes.
Really?
Yes.
That's so cool. I never would have thought of that. Like, dogs for sure and cats, of course, but not chickens. That's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, all of ours have had names. I mean, we only have a few. Like, we have 6. And if you spend time with them, if you have like a house full, like if you have 20, 30 chickens, like I can imagine that naming them would be hard. But 6, I mean, we have Jenny and Emma Jean and Mrs. T and Shirley and Dolores and Rudy. Like,
it's so wholesome. So Little House on the Prairie. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's us.
That's cool. Amy, you're so chill. The vibe is so right. Tell us about your social media. Where can people find you? Where should people go to find you and the jam and everything else, all the great stuff that you do?
Oh my goodness. I am on Facebook. I have a jam page and I have a podcast page. I'm doing less on the jam page now because I'm focusing on podcasts. And same with Instagram. I have a jam and a business and a Grounded in Maine, but it's like Grounded in Maine podcast or Grounded in Maine on everything. I'm on LinkedIn as Amy Fagan.
Okay.
I'm not on TikTok. I have a TikTok account, but I don't go on there because it's too much. It's too chaotic. But I am on Twitter. I'm just not super active because it's too much to do.
Oh, follow us on Twitter, Amy, for sure. We'll hook you up with some hashtags. And one of the best things to do with a podcast is to use that as supplemental towards your business, and that's one of the most popular ways that a podcast is used. So yeah, shill the hell out of your podcast for sure. And if you want, I'd be happy to help you, make a promo or an ad or a commercial. If you ever needed any assistance with that or wanted to see how to do it, I mean, that's stuff that I know how to do, and I can add to the 𝗚𝗿cie media.
You already do, Joe.
I try. It's while I have the time. I figure I just kind of go all in and see what sticks, because honestly, Amy, I like to create. Like, I don't like to be the front guy too much. But I don't like to be the guy at the computer all day either. Like, I like to be the guy at the mixer, the guy laughing, the guy that's outside smoking a cig. We're bouncing things off each other, getting some fresh air, very chill. I like to write,
Right.
it's, I'm still trying to find my vibe too. So, but I get to do that over at 𝗚𝗿cie, and God damn, this is good. I'm so pumped. And thank you for the jam, and I'll definitely look to reimburse you someday, somehow, for this. We'll put it on the company card, of course. Fuck it, we'll give it to Trevor. We'll send the invoice to Trevor. It'll be worth it.
Oh my gosh. Oh boy, no worries.
Any special shout outs you want to give before we wrap it up?
I would love to shout out Bree and Trevor at 𝗚𝗿cie. They've changed my life. I mean, and I've told them that, they know that, but I was really new to podcasting, and then I met them, and they just really took me under their wing, and just be, like I was saying earlier, like I just need the consistent, the message and the repetition. And so them being there for me every day is amazing. It's been, I just feel like they're part of my family and part of my team.
That's cool. Almost a little bit of accountability, right?
For sure.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Amy Fagan, thank you so much for joining me today. Damn, we jammed. It was so fun. I had a good time. I hope you did too. Of course, she's Amy.
For sure.
Amy'sGardenJam.com. Stuff's delicious, guys. Delicious. So we'll have more information on Amy for sure. Amy, hope you have a good one, and special shout out to everyone that you love and everything else.
You too. Thanks.
Later. Yeah, that was fun. I've never had jam before. And we jammed, dude. We jammed. And it wasn't the music part. It was literally jam. Look, I got the toast to prove it. Look at this. I'm telling you, this is good stuff. This is really good stuff. If it wasn't, I would shut up about it. Amy's Garden Jam, blueberry, so many good stuff. The sundae in a jar is delicious. And apple preserves, so much more. She's a great podcast. She's a great woman. She's got a great vibe. 𝗚𝗿cie Media is where she resides. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of this show. Thank you so much for joining us on this one. A lot is happening this week. I think I have 5 interviews is a lot. We have a lot of new content coming out. We have some new players over at blindknowledge.com that are going to be dropping some new media for everybody. And we're going to be on GoTV. GEAUX.TV. You can get it on any browser, anywhere. It's free. It's just like Pluto TV, but way effing better. We will be channel 411 for knowledge, baby. My name is Joey B. This is the Blind Knowledge Podcast. We are out of time. I will check you later. Jam on.